too much time fixing the world, fixing it to a point of destruction. Normally the word fixing something means improving something, making it better. Something that was not working, you made it work, that means you fixed it. But we fixed it in a different way, in a destructive way, to a point where almost everybody knows today, if we continue, no, not like how you are right now in lockdown, I'm saying if we continue business as usual, in 20, 25 years, 30 years' time, there's going to be a major disaster. There's no question about that. There is no question in anybody's mind about that anymore in terms of the impacts of climate change and stuff like that. But we've been continuing. At least this virus has put the pause button, not stop, pause button. Look at all the noise we're making about this. 2 months, if you stop your economy, everything is going to go away? No, no, it's not like that. It is like this. You put something, let's say you put this vessel in front of a mirror. Then you see two vessels. Then you set up a shop with two vessels. But then you bought one more mirror. Then suddenly you had 100 vessels. Then you set up a full-fledged wholesale shop, 100 vessels. But then a storm came, a virus came, a tsunami came, something came, 50 vessels got wiped out. And you're crying, but actually you had only one. You always had only one. So what wealth is there upon this world, what possibilities are there are not gone. It is just our idea of wealth today is building it up in the air. Stock market is the indicator of our wealth. Well, that's the kind of economic system we've built, I'm not making a commentary on that, but we don't have to be so distressed. When I was interviewed by one of the national medias about 10 years ago, they asked me about a question about Indian stock market. Because that day for the first time, I may be wrong on the years, maybe 12, 13 years maybe, it had breached, the Indian stock market had breached the 20,000 mark. Never before it had hit 20,000. So, they asked me, what do you think about it? I said, see, in my estimate, if you look at the businesses and their capacities, the industries, what they can produce, what they can do, the stocks in reality are worth about maybe 12,000 is where it should be. But of course we want to create a positive sentiment, so we'll make it 14,000. Because human sentiment drives it, 14, 15,000. 20,000 is a bit too much. Well, since 10 years, it crossed, I think 44,000 or 45,000 in the last few months. Today it's come down to, I think 28 or 29,000, I'm not on it. Somewhere around 30,000, everybody's crying because so many people have lost money, of course. That is painful for them because that is the game they were playing. But essentially, nothing has changed except numbers on the computer. So we're building a world like this. A world like this means, this has always been said in yoga, that with a simple desire, you'll create a whole new world and you believe it's real. Whether it's your business or money or wealth or family or whatever love affairs and stuff you have, all built in your mind. Out of simple desire, you're making a world out of it and you think it exists. When it vanishes, either in the form of tsunami, storm, just a stock market crash or virus or somebody's death, suddenly you are so disturbed by it because what you had built up in your mind just went away. Not just you, all of you got together and built up the same thing, then it's like real, it's just like a religion. Everybody gets together, builds up the same imagery in their mind, it becomes real, they start seeing the heaven, they talk discussing the same thing among themselves, they build up a whole new creation of their own. If somebody from outside comes and questions, normally they kill them because he's threatening the stock market. He'll just bring down the sentiment totally. So there is definitely going to be pain in terms of… My concern is for the poorest of the poor who may be deprived of their basic livelihood, but they will… usually they're quite ingenious, they will find their way with little support, 3-4 months support is there means, they will find their way in some way. But in terms of what one may be enjoying, it may be a backward step. Let us say if we just look back, how we were living 10 years ago, how many things we had, I'm not even talking a generation, just 10 years ago, how we were, how we are today, we have many more things. If you leave us for another 10 years, we will have many more things and it'll go on and on and on. But on this planet, there is no more, there's only that much. There's only one vessel, rest is all mirror images. Now, 10 years ago, were we in some deprived condition? We were doing fine. I'm telling you, if you look back 100 years ago also, when nobody had anything like this, even then they were fine. 10,000 years ago, if you look back, even then when they lived in the jungles and wherever, then also they were fine in their own way. Maybe they didn't drive an automobile, maybe they were not WhatsApping, but they found their own way. They developed a big voice and shouted at each other or beat a drum or did something, all right. But they also lived a complete life in their own way. So, economy goes backward, it's just the pain of adjustment. And those who are little weak may get crushed in the process, that is the only concern. Otherwise, economy steps back, is not a genuine concern, it's not a real concern, it's okay. And anyway, as we can see, all the birds and animals are saying, let's make the planet great again.